This is the extended version of When Will I Be With My Person? Hello, I'm Avalon Kisby. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I try really hard to be able to add some more value and add a little bit more insight to the very short videos that I get to do on TikTok. I try and add to this channel daily, so I invite you to follow me if this is something that you feel that you might enjoy. This is an incredibly specific reading, and I'm really excited to be able to present this to you. Excuse me. I do suggest, if you haven't seen the card shuffle and then the card pull, that you go back and watch that on TikTok. It's actually quite amazing how everything comes out. Let's go back and do a recap. So, like I said, the question is, when will I be with my person? Now, when that came up for me, I suddenly got this panic in my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a specific question. How can that possibly be answered to such a large collective? And yet, this is, the reading has given very, very specific information that I am beyond excited to be able to share with you. But let me first show you the cards, excuse me, that we pulled, the oracle cards. The first card that came up was prioritize yourself, then it was to be present, and then it was stars aligning. Now, to me, this offers a very clear message. Again, the stars aligning is telling you that the universe has got this, okay? That things are going to fall into place in its own natural time. However, when I say its own natural time, there are actually some very specific details on timing here. It is telling you to be present, to enjoy the journey. It's not all about the destination. I know we get caught up in that. I'm just as much to blame for that. But if we can just understand that every part of this is exciting and try and treat it as such, okay? And what can you do to make your life really beautiful in this current moment? It is also telling you to prioritize yourself. Again, what can you do to make your life beautiful at this particular time? This card of prioritizing self is going to have a big effect on the time frame of you being with your person. We'll cover that and explain that in just a little bit. So in answer to when will I be with my person? As I mentioned, this is for a large collective, so at first when that question came out, I was quite panicked. But the Emperor, not all cards have time frames to them, by the way, but the Emperor does. It's a very specific timeline in the fact that it says that something, a big deal, something big will happen within 30 days' time. So for some, they will be with their person by the end of the year. Now for others, I feel very much that there's a split where some will be with their person by the end of the year, and for others, there is a lot of Aries and Taurus energy in here. And so I feel spring 2023, and this is absolutely clarified. Both of those timelines are clarified with the next cards that I pulled. I'm excited to share those with you in just a few moments, okay? What I wanted to mention to you, though, is more importantly, is that it's saying that things absolutely have to be in balance for this to come to be. That's why the stars, not only do the stars need to align, but each of you need to be in alignment with this. Do you see how we have the scales here? These are both cards of balance. Do you see also on this Justice card, it says there universal laws and cause and effect? Well, let me share something with you. The universe doesn't always work to specific days, months, or years. It works to vibrational frequency, and of the two of you being in a perfect alignment of vibrational frequencies, and when that happens, it melds together like magic. It's easy, okay? So there is absolutely this. There are, however, timelines and portals. There are portals that open to assist in this all coming together. And we just went through one. Remember, I had mentioned it on 22/11/22, where you can do timeline jumps. So there are always opportunities for us to shift into other timelines. Here with the Seven of Pentacles, this is a card of manifestation. This is telling me, or the card is telling you, that you are manifestors. The seeds that you have planted will come to fruition. This is also a card of investing. And when we say prioritize yourself, this is saying you are your own biggest investment. At this time, the quickest way for you to manifest this for yourself is to look at what you still need to balance within yourself. It is quite easy to look at where the others are, where your counterpart is not in alignment, or what they are or what they're not doing. However, if you turn that focus back on yourself and look and see what it is that you can balance within yourself, where is your counterpart still triggering you? Is it in abandonment? Is it in, codependency? Where is it? That's what you need to prioritize within yourself. And then watch and see as the universe shifts. It has to. That is the law of the universe. That's what this card is about, universal law. The universal law does not abide to 3D reality. It has its own complete different timeline. Okay, so now going back to time frames of when will you be with your person. So, like I said, I feel like there's a split. There's some that are going to be with their person within the next 30 days or before the end of the year. And there's others that will be more with their counterpart in the spring. However, you have opportunities to shift that by doing a lot of your own inner work. All right? If this doesn't quite make sense to you, I would say look up the law of assumption and start working with the law of assumption. It's a powerful, powerful tool. Now, my next question is, what advice can we give to the collectives? And it was very interesting. I'd really like you to go see the shuffle that I did on TikTok for this, because it came out in two different piles. Just as I feel like there's a split here, there was a split in the cards in the way that they were presented. On the one hand, we had the Empress, and with the Empress came the Moon card. So specific. And it absolutely confirms what I just said about the Emperor. See, Emperor and Empress coming together. What does the word month stand for? Does anyone know? It's moon. The calendar, we now use a Gregorian calendar that is based on the sun, but it did not used to be that way. It used to be a calendar that was based on the moon cycles. That's why a month is called a month. It's after the word moon. Okay, so this is clarifying that for some, they're going to be with their person, or something very significant is going to happen between them and their person within a month. 1 month, that's it. The other pile that came out, the other card that came out, was the Queen of Wands. And look at that time frame again. Look, Aries. There's what I was saying. It was what I was saying between something happening in the springtime. Aries season is March, April. Taurus season is going into May. So sometime between that time frame. And then as further clarification of that, let's look at the cards that we did pull. We pulled the 7, the 6 and the 7. Well, guess what? That's 6 or 7 months from now. Right? This is such a specific reading for those. What comes next, please, Spirit? What should, let me phrase that differently. What should the viewers here on TikTok, what specific message for those on YouTube, beg your pardon, what specific message for those who are watching on YouTube as far as, oh, I'm sorry, my camera slipped. as far as, you know, time frames or information on this relationship. What ought they to know at this time about this relationship? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. Maybe, yeah. The Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. All right. Bottom of the deck, here we have the King of Wands. Look. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Do you see what I'm seeing? On one hand, we have the counterparts that are meeting in a month. We'll be together in a month. And then look, we have the counterparts here. The Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, that are going to be meeting in the spring or coming back together in the spring. The Ace of Cups. I know I've talked to you about this card before, but this is a card of, well, I don't even have to make it up. Like, look, I'm not saying this to appease you. It's talking about love, new relationship. But it's also talking about a revival in love. You know, if you've gone your own ways of coming back together again, okay? This is true love that is coming for each of these different timelines, these groups, okay? It's there. Look what we've got again. A card of balance, all right? Decisions, weighing up options, multiple priorities, choices. I'm literally just reading that off the card. But this is absolutely a card of trying to balance things again. So try and, for those that are feeling like this is never going to come, or it sounds like 7 months is like far too long, it's really not. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not. That gives you a lot of time to be able to work on yourself and to get your life the way that you would like to see it. If you knew that this relationship was coming to you, what would you do to prepare for it? For me, what would I do? I would look at myself and I'd be like, oh gosh, I need to clean up. I need to clean up my space. I would like to, personally, I would like to lose just a tiny little bit of weight, or I would like to get better eating habits, or I'd like to get into habits of walking daily, or I'd like to really work on my TikTok business and see that growing before all of this, because when this comes in, it's going to come in fast. All right? So like I've made up my personal list and have shared those things with you, maybe you could make up a little personal wish list of, if you know it's coming, what would you do to prepare for it? So that you're at your very best, so you're organized when this comes through. Now the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups to me at this particular time is talking about letting go. Letting go of either of these emotions of, you know, how you don't see how this can possibly come together, or of, oh my gosh, that sounds like such a long time, or fill in the blank. You know, what do you still need to let go of? Or is it doing this work within? Final message, please. Final message for this, my YouTube family. Final message for my YouTube family. Beautiful. The Ace of Wands. It's gorgeous. And then we have the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. Ace of Wands. So we've had the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. This is coming. This is absolutely coming for you. And it's going to feel so good. There's a lot of passion. This is talking about passion. This is talking about the spiritual connection. This is talking about the emotional love connection. So you've got the physical and the emotional and the spiritual here. The Three of Wands, again, is talking about manifestation. And underneath that, look what we have. We have the World card. Okay. Completion. You guys coming together is a completion. I love that. Your ships are coming in for you. For some of you, this is going to be by the end of the year, and there could be travel that's involved. Okay, so hands up. Hands up who is counting down until they get together with their person. For me, I'm counting down. It's 33 days today. 33 days today until I'm going to be with my person. How about for you guys? Are you still waiting to figure out a day that you're going to be with your person? Do you know when that's going to be? I'd love to know. Sending each of you so much love.